Today I'm looking at a game that I have called History of the World. This is from the Avalon Hill Game Company. You can see it's one of the big boxes, and mine is all blown out. This is a used copy. I believe this game probably came out in the 90s, like 93, I'm thinking. Could be 91, but I got this back in the day, and it, it wasn't it didn't really stick with me for my taste at the time. I played it with a few friends, and I ended up loaning my copy to one of my friends because they liked it, and I never got it back. And I can't even remember which friend that was. It was a long time ago. It was in the 90s. So eventually, I reacquired it, and that's where I got this one. This is used, and you can find these very reasonable. And of course, it's been upgraded into one that has plastic pieces, and I don't have that one. I prefer this one with counters. So, History of the World is an interesting game. It plays out, I think, in 7 epochs, going through time back to the, start of civilization, all the way to about World War One time period. And you basically have your components are just color tiles. So you play an empire during each epoch with your color, and then you score points, and your scoring goes around a track, much like happens in Euro games. And then you go on to the next epoch, and then you get a new empire that you play with, but your old empire remains and will collect points as long as it's still got pieces left to it. So it kind of shows you the decline of empires. I really did like that about the game. If you play strictly by the rules, there are some empires that never really get that won't get into play. So I play solitaire anyway, mostly. So what I did is the weakest empire and the lowest placed player, will I give them the extra empire that would have been left out, so they get to play both. And it skews the game a little bit, but it skews it in the least harmful way because the weakest player gets the two empires and it kind of catches them up. So, or it can. So this is just a look of what you have. This is an example of the Epoch number 1 card. And you see that it's from 3000 BC to 1400 BC. So this is like our least known era of time, I think. And there are a number, it looks like there are 6 dynasties, if you will. Egypt, the most powerful one of the period. The Minoans. So the Minoans, of course, would represent Crete and what would be southern Europe to us. The Indus Valley, which is basically the area around India. Babylonia, which is the Tigris Valley, so you would incorporate where Babylon and Assyria were. The Shang Dynasty, so that you're dealing with China or parts of China, and then you've got the Aryans, which are the Turanian Plain, and these are shown here. Their starting land is like in what would be the southern USSR, Soviet Union area. But it goes up into the Mongol areas. So, I mean, we're going back to the land area during that time period. So, you select cards, and there's an auction system when you're playing multiplayer. I don't do it that way. I just pick the cards kind of randomly, and then I give the losing player 2, and so that way I have all of the dynasties represented. And yes, it skews the game some. So anyway, that's a look. I'll show you just a little bit of what happened, in my latest playthrough of this game. So I'll take you down to the map so you can just see a couple pictures from Epoch number 1. The that age from 3000 to 1400 BC. So in this first picture, we're looking at Epoch 1. You see the blue player there. This is the Egyptian area there in the Shatz Plateau, Libya, Nile Delta, Nubia, and the Upper Nile. And I believe that the yellow marker there, they did build a monument. They probably built a sphinx or something there, you know. You get points for that. And but that's kind of, this is the first epoch, so there's not a lot of crashing into each other. You're just expanding and trying to get your points. You will see the black player is the Minoans. So their main area is Crete. And you can see that they are depicted there, and then they have moved into, you know, the Balkan, what we would call the Balkan area. That's where they're going to be scoring points. Apparently, they made a monument of some sort, or that's a capital. Maybe that's a capital there that they've also covered there. I believe the purple units that you see there are Babylonia. They start in the Middle Tigris. Which then there's Upper Tigris, so that's where they're on the western side of that mountain range. So you know, they started, you know, kind of small. In this next picture, you see the red units there. This is the Indus Valley. They are covering that yellow area. It's a fairly productive area, and they get a decent position. Everyone's kind of leaving them alone. The green units are the Aryans, and they start in the Turanian plain, but you can see how they've expanded all the way over to Mongolia and to the Dnieper. So that's what you have there. And then the orange units, I believe, are the Shang dynasty. So they start in the Yellow River, which is that green space that has the yellow capital in it. And they make a small amount. They did not have a lot of strength to start with, but that's pretty much what the first epoch of the game looks like. So it kind of gives you an area. And then as time goes on, when we go into the next epoch, what you're going to have is Assyria is going to be the ascendant dynasty, then the Chow dynasty, the Vedic city in the upper Indus, then the Greek city-states in the West Mediterranean, the Scythians in the Caucasus region, the Carthaginians in the North Africa, and then the Persians down near the Red Sea in the Eastern Mediterranean. So that's what you'll have in epoch number 2, and when they start with their new strength points, they're going to start expanding into other areas, and what's left over of these dynasties that you see here might be conquered by another color, or they may be kind of left alone if the same player is adjacent to his own area, and he'll kind of automatically inherit them into, you know, the current empire. So that's kind of how the game plays. You go through all 7 epochs to bring you right up to like World War I era, and then you see who has the highest score, and you win. Your score order is the player order of who wins and loses. So that's history of the world, and it's away in a couple of hours, a few hours, to get a broad brush view of the cradle of civilization all the way to the 20th century. So it is a kind of a remarkable game. It's simple enough, and I enjoyed playing it solitaire with my, you know, adapted rules. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.
Rumors spreading round United Texas town about the shack outside the game. And you know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you're gonna go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls.